Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast Retro Life for You, the podcast where we dive into the movies that defined our generation. I'm your host, Chris Adams, and with me today is Marty Phillips. And
Hello
today
there,
we,
Christopher.
well, hello there, Marty. How are we doing today?
I'm not bad. I've had a half day of work, so I'm doing pretty good.
I wish I did not have a half day of work. I had a whole day of work, and I got a whole lot of tired from it. So
Mm,
it's all right, though. It's all good. We got jobs,
yep,
right?
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So we're good. We're good.
Somebody's got to make the world go around.
That's right. That's right. And that's what we do. That's what we do here too. We make the world go round and back around, to the retro
And
side, bring it back
inside the
around.
side and
And
back and forth.
see, wasn't for us, people have no entertainment out there. Uh, we are breaking today into the slick and controversial early 2000s techno thriller Swordfish. For whatever reason, I thought this was like a 98 or 99 movie,
Yeah, I thought it was too.
but it's 2001. So, released in 2001, Swordfish brought together a powerhouse cast, edgy visuals, and a plot that tapped into the growing fears and yet fascination around the hacking and cyber warfare bit. A number of movies kind of touched on this whole hacking and cyber warfare stuff from the 90s into the 2000s. We had Hackers itself with
Mm.
Angelina Jolie and Johnny Lee Miller. We had The Net with Sandra Bullock. Yeah, I mean, we
Yeah.
had what was the name of that movie? It was called Antitrust, I believe. Had Ryan Phillips.
Ooh, yeah, Antitrust is good.
That was a great movie. That was a great movie.
Mm.
I think it was a shot at Bill Gates and when
Yeah,
Microsoft,
yeah.
but it was a good movie though. It was
Oh, and there was one that was later in 2000, and it was called Eagle Eye with Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, that's more of like of a AI thing, I think, though, isn't it? Like
He-
iRobot was.
Yeah, it was more AI, but it was more military AI. Like
Right.
it was basically trying to uh, basically take over like the
Mhm.
military.
Right.
So
No, you're right. That was a good movie too.
mm,
Uh, let's see what year that was that came out. I think it was much later than 2001 though.
yeah, I
That was
want to say it
probably
was 2010, 2011.
yeah.
So
That's a little bit out of our range right now.
oh yeah.
Unfortunately, I had to educate Marty last week. I mean, I'm not saying anything over 20 years is retro, but when you look up the definition and things, it'll tell you 20 years and further could be looked at as kind of retro. Retro is kind of like looking back at things and reminiscing and bringing it back around and stuff. So anything 20 years and further. So I mean, we might even be able to tackle some movies into the early 2000s like we're doing today, if we want to. But where's the
Mm.
fun in that? I mean, the fun is the 80s and 90s, right? That's where we
That's
get all
right. It
that's where we're
is.
getting the
The
really fun
80s and
stuff.
90s is where it's at.
That's right. I mean, it's like, we take you guys to the 80s and 90s, and it's like RoboCop. Only we're not going to make you dead or alive, but you're still coming with us.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
so, a little brief movie description. Swordfish follows Stanley Jobson, the former elite hacker played by Hugh Jackman, who is pulled back into the world of cybercrime by the mysterious and dangerous Gabriel Shear, played by John Travolta. With the help of Ginger, played by Halle Berry, Stanley is forced to execute an impossible hack to steal billions in government funds, all while navigating deception, manipulation, and a ticking time clock. Ooh, exciting.
Mm, which which was kind of I like movies that actually start from almost the end of the movie, and then it shows you, and then it basically says, you know 4 days earlier, and then I like those type of movies, and this
I,
one
I get
this
you.
one actually grabs your attention
Well,
right off the bat.
it
So
starts out right in the midst of all the action,
yeah,
and you're right in the middle of things. Now you see what's going on, and at first you're confused when you're watching. You're like, "Well, what's this about?" And then you realize he's in like this bank, and he's got this
Mhm.
switch thing in his hand that he can blow people up with. He's got wired with explosives and
yeah,
everything.
dog
Oh,
collars of all things. it's like a dog collar with C4 on it.
right,
So
and loaded with ball bearings.
yeah, well,
So, um, but yeah, and then he did. It tells you it stops. It says 4 days earlier, and then
mhm,
it's where he first the people start pouring into the movie to that start building the plot up. But yes, stuff like that's really cool because you get right in the thick of things right away, and you like then it leaves you wanting more of it. But now you got to go up through the storyline. It's building the
all right,
storyline up. You got to go through all that first. So
yeah,
that makes the movie really fun, I think. Um, so a little bit of a pre-production here before we get into the cast. Um, it's directed by Dominic Sena, known for stylish action films like Gone in 60 Seconds. Um, I don't know if I said this last week or not, but unlike John, we can see this guy,
mhm,
John
yeah,
John Cena. That's right. The script was written during a time when Hollywood was becoming obsessed with cybercrime and digital threats. The film's hacking sequences were intentionally exaggerated for cinematic effect, and real hackers have often criticized the realism. Well, I mean, it's a movie, people.
yeah,
It's not meant to be realistic now, is it?
mhm.
It's like the movie Hackers. Do you know how many people asked me when Hackers first came out? Because I w- I forget what year that came out. In 95 is when I got my first computer, basically. So I had Windows 95 on my computer. Um, and some friends taught me how to build my computer at the time. That's how I got my first one. We went and got the pieces and they sat with me and we put it together. They showed me what to do and I put everything together on it. It was kind of intimidating at first to think about building a computer, but it really wasn't hard.
Mhm.
And I was just taken to that stuff at that point. I really liked everything computers, everything internet. I was really into it. And, you read a lot of stuff, right? When you're really into stuff like that. And the the thing with hackers, it was all for visual. And people were like, is that what it really looks like on a computer when you're hacking into your computer?
Nope.
Like, well, no. First off, you don't hack into your own computer.
Mhm.
And secondly, if you did, that is not what it looks like. It's just a visual for the film. I mean, you're looking at like I don't know if you could really explain this at the time to him, but now we can. Think of the Matrix. When you see the Matrix, what do you see? You see a DOS screen, right?
Yeah, you see
I mean,
numbers and zeros and
you're not going to see some kind of all the zeros and stuff coming down. You're not going to see that either. But it's the DOS screen and the commands you're typing in and the different code you're running and things like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a hacker by any means. I'm not no claim to fame and anything like that. I always thought it was cool though and really neat how you could do something like that with just that tool of a computer. I mean, it's stuff like
yeah.
that's kind of amazing. And it's also very dangerous too. There's a lot of things you can do that are very dangerous, and that can land you a lot of time in prison for sure.
And that's
Oh,
what lands Hugh Jackman's character in prison.
yes, and, being that I work around certain areas like that, I see what it's like, and I don't wanna live in one of those. So, I think we'll stay away from that.
Exactly, exactly.
Um, one interesting note, the film's opening monologue references Hollywood violence and audience expectations, setting the tone for a self-aware action film. So you just talked about how the way it started out and everything.
Mhm.
Straight into it right
Yeah,
away.
just I mean the one chick, she's getting dragged away by the cop, and then she's like,
Right.
"No, no, no!" She's like, help me!" And then bloom, and then the ball bearings and everything and the whole slow motion with the ball bearings and the
Mhm.
camera movement was
That's very
was super cool.
very,
So
very matrixy, wouldn't you say?
yes, yes.
I seen something on that earlier. Let me see if I can find it again here. Um, they were talking about how many cameras I think it took to do that scene. Um,
Oh, they had to be like literally on like tripods and everything else, there are probably like 20 cameras roaming.
Well, I mean, it was quite a few. The dramatic explosion at the start of the film was captured using 135 synchronized still cameras.
Wow, that's cool.
That's amazing. So going to the money, money. That's what everybody wants to know about. It's the money, right?
Yeah, yeah. Everybody
Budgeted
wants to
at
know about the money.
it's budgeted at $102 million. The worldwide gross, however, believe it or not, was only 147 million.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, but it still made a little.
oh,
So,
it made money. It just wasn't a massive blockbuster. I think they
yeah.
expected it to be a blockbuster. But it definitely was
With all
not.
the powerhouse people that they had in the movie, you would
Damn,
think.
so many names in that. You would think it would have made 250 million minimum, you would think.
Yeah.
But while it wasn't a massive blockbuster, it performed moderately well and found a much larger audience on DVD and cable. It got that classic early 2000s cult status.
Yeah.
I You know what? I mean, I don't think it's fair to say cult status. It seems like every movie we talk about, they want to throw cult status at it at some point. Every
Yeah,
movie can't
but
be a
I
cult
don't
classic
think
movie.
that's just Swordfish to me is just known as a really good action movie.
Yeah,
It don't have a cult following. I
right.
mean, it's just a well written, directed action movie.
That's
So
like people saying that everything, Chuck Norris has like a cult following in a sense
yeah.
because, but just because it's a Chuck Norris movie doesn't mean it's a cult classic movie.
Mhm.
Lone Wolf McQuade stands out on its own. It
Yeah.
just does. Missing in
Uh,
action stands
well,
out on its
you,
own.
you forget you forget. A lot of people don't know, but there is a Church of Norris out there somewhere. So
Probably so. Probably so. Um, so let's jump up here to some of the cast that we have here. We have, of course, John Travolta, which we talked about. It was just last week we talked about John Travolta. Wasn't last week
broken
Broken
arrow.
Arrow?
Yeah.
So we won't touch a lot on him. I mean, but as we mentioned last week, Pulp Fiction and Face Off. He did Grease. Saturday Night Fever.
That comedy drama. So
The comedy drama,
yeah.
Saturday Night Fever, or
Well,
Grease.
Grease
Yes.
comedy drama.
See what to explain this to people. Marty has trouble differentiating movies. So, like for example, he thinks Footloose is a musical,
It is.
but Grease is like a comedy drama.
It is.
I mean, next thing you know, he's in a thing Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo, or war movies or something.
No, they were comedy dramas also. So,
Comedy dramas that
yeah.
I think Marty, you need to put a hat on like me. That way, the thoughts won't be seeping out of your head, and you can trap a few in there for something. But in Greece, Danny Zuko, man, it's Sandy. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody loves some Danny Zuko. You know what? When to this day though, I don't think I mentioned this last week. I may have, I don't know. But John Travolta, when I see John Travolta, the first thing that comes to mind is what for you?
For me,
Yeah. What's the first thing you see, John?
Walking Back Carter.
Yes, Vinnie Barbarino.
Vinnie Barbarino, yeah.
Right. That's the first thing I think of when I see
Yeah,
him.
because we grew up with Vinnie Barbarino.
Up your nose to the rubber hose. Okay. Twice as far with a candy bar. I don't know, but between his little supposed insults and his dancing, doing the Barbarino.
yeah, that's
Crazy. This role leaned into his late 90s, early 2000s resurgence as a charismatic anti-hero. We talked about Broken Arrow last week. We talked about him being in Face Off and the type of villain he was in Face Off.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But
I got choked up. He took
on Face Off. He took on that Nicolas Cage kind of
Yeah,
that wildness.
yeah, yeah.
So,
But I mean, he had such a big resurgence of movies. I mean, doing Phenomenon and um, what was Michael,
yeah.
the Look Who's Talking movies. He had quite a few things that just brought him back to the forefront of films
Yeah,
again.
the big screen.
The big screen. Hugh Jackman played Stanley Jobson. Before he became a household name as Wolverine, Hugh Jackman showed his range here as a reluctant genius slash hacker. Um, at one point, I think he was like what the number one hacker in the world or
Number
something.
two hacker.
Number
The
two
number
hacker.
one hacker was still out and about until he got shot in was he in the FBI headquarters or was he in
Yes, I think
a
he was in
police
the
station?
FBI headquarters. I do believe.
Now, how did those guys get into the FBI headquarters?
Oh, they're good.
Yeah,
They're
they
good.
must be. I
They're
mean,
good.
well, and you got one of them being Vinnie Jones.
Yep.
So, well, the late great Vinnie Jones.
So
So,
the number one hacker was played by Rudolph Martin. He played Axel Torvalds, a hacker of some renown in the film. The character, do you know who the character is named after?
mm-mm.
Linus Torvalds, a hacker in real life who wrote the Linux kernel.
Oh,
The
nice.
original code for the open source computer operating system named after him, Linux. Axel, the character he plays in the movie, Axel Torvalds and Linus Torvalds are both actually Finnish. So, John, now just to fall back on this before I forget this, I'm always aggravating Marty about the whole musical thing and everything since we've been ever since we
Uh,
did Tough Turf. He's been on this musical kick, right? John
yeah.
Travolta and Hugh Jackman both love singing show tunes. They love musicals. On the set of this movie, they often sang songs from Oklahoma and other musicals together.
uh,
That's what we're gonna have next. We're gonna be looking at T-Pack here in Nashville, and there's gonna be a play coming to the stage. It's called Swordfish the Musical.
oh, yeah, sort of no. Yeah, well, no.
No,
No.
no, okay.
No.
You never know. Where are we at here? Halle Berry. Well, you know what? I want to go back to actually before we go to Halle Berry, I want to
Yeah,
go back to
Hugh
Jackman for a
Jackman.
minute.
We
I
need
want to
to
go back to
touch
him for
on.
just a minute. So we just kind of gave a couple of movies: X-Men, The Prestige, Les Miserables, which is what a musical.
It ain't a musical, it's a drama.
Yeah. So anyway,
That's a drama thriller.
yeah, yeah, and your life is a comedy, sir. So, um, what is one of your now? All right, let's eliminate Wolverine because that's obviously our favorite role he's played.
Exactly.
All right, knock out Wolverine. Say it's not there. What's your favorite Hugh Jackman movie?
Man, that's hard.
It's easy peasy. It's real.
It's real?
It's real.
Oh, no, it ain't.
Real
What?
Steel.
You like Real Steel?
I liked Real Steel. I did.
Well, yeah, that was okay.
Yeah, I liked it. It was a good movie.
Uh, hmm. Besides Swordfish, yeah, I'd say Real Steel was pretty good.
I mean, you could say
Uh,
Swordfish if you want to. I know we're doing that movie today, but I mean, I just really liked the plot and the story, the
I,
setting of Real Steel and everything, what they were doing with the
I could
robots.
always go with my daughter's favorite Hugh Jackman movie,
That
which
would
is
be the other
which is
musical.
which is not a musical.
Uh-huh.
It's an action drama about Barnum and Bailey's
Uh-huh. Yeah.
circus.
The showman.
Yeah, The Greatest Showman,
Yeah,
and that's not a musical.
that's a musical.
That's an action drama.
It's a
So
musical. You're going to confuse the people, Marty. You're going to confuse the people.
Hey, if they ain't already confused, tough.
Oh my gosh! I want to replace Marty too. I guess. Oh, well, it's hard to it's hard to get good help.
It is.
Man, so now we're gonna just jump past Hugh Jackman, king of the musicals. Now, go to Halle Berry. She plays the character Ginger Knowles. Berry plays a seductive and mysterious middleman in the operation. Other notable roles for her include Monsters Ball, which was an Academy Award-winning performance for her.
Which
Die
is
Another
crazy.
Day. Die Another Day was a Bond movie, right?
Yes.
And
That
then
had the guy from Remington still in it.
Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan. Yeah.
And of course, she was Storm in the X-Men.
Yes.
That was our original Storm we had, Halle
Yes.
Berry.
Mm.
Now, did you
What?
like Halle
I did.
Berry Storm? Did you like Halle Berry Storm with the long hair, the wig, or with the short hair look she always has? I mean, the long hair look. The long hair looks more real,
The
though.
short hair. I mean, the long hair was more comic related.
Yeah.
But with her white short hair, that was more her style. So,
Yeah.
but hey, you can't forget about the one girl that was in X-Men Apocalypse. She
Yeah.
had the daggone mohawk.
Right.
So, yeah. So, but that wasn't Halle Berry. So, kind of favored her a little bit. But
well, that was the point, though, to find people that can play younger versions of them.
yeah.
But still, favorite movie with Halle Berry?
What's that one movie? That horror movie that she was in? Oh man, it was. I can't remember the name of it.
I
But
I don't know why, but it seems like I remember it was like it's really like was it like a psychological horror movie?
yes,
Very psychological.
and it had something to do with like a ghost.
It was Gothica.
Gothica, dude, that movie was badass.
Yeah, that was a weird, strange movie.
I loved it.
I know you probably did. That was a weird movie, though. That's right down your and Travis's lane right there.
Yep, that's right.
You know what? I'm a fan of her take on Storm. So X-Men: The Last Stand probably would be
Yeah.
if not Swordfish, what we're doing today, probably X-Men: The Last Stand would be pretty much my favorite one that she's been in before. She was an Executive Decision where she played a stewardess on a plane. That was a decent role.
Yeah, that had Kurt Russell and
Steven
Seagal. Yeah. What was that one movie where it was later in her career where her daughter gets kidnapped and it's got Russell Crowe in it.
Let me check for that one. But to make sure I don't leave this out because people are going to be like, I can't believe you left these movies out. She did. No, and also guest starred. She guest starred in an episode of A Different World before. That was a fun read. She was in The Last Boy Scout. She was in Boomerang.
Oh yeah, Last Boy Scout was good.
She was in Jungle Fever. And then The Program. Did you watch The Program? I'm pretty sure you did. They kind of give you an idea what college football and recruiting and
okay. Yeah,
she was one of the we'll call her the
go-to girl.
The greeting girls with the college campus to introduce the players to, and then show them around campus and everything.
The program, the lead coach in that was that James Caan.
Yes.
I thought it was. Yeah, I remember the program. So
Now, what's the movie you're talking about later in their career? Like, do you remember
it,
what time, what year it came out, possibly?
I want to say it might have been like 2020, but it had her and Russell Crowe and
Was
uh,
it possibly in 2017 and called Kidnap?
yeah, I think it was. Does that have Russell Crowe in it?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Russell Crowe's in this. Well, no, Sage Korea, Chris McGinn, Halle Berry. Um, I do not see him in here. No,
Hmm. Well, I could have swore it might have been Russell Crowe, but I might be thinking of somebody else.
it's always possible. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's definitely not that one though. All right, so interesting story for you.
Mm-hmm.
Before I forget this about Halle Berry. So there was a place that I worked at one point in time with a mutual friend that Marty and I both know named Doug. I worked at Singular Wireless. And do you remember Marty? And if anybody else out there remembers this, make sure you put something in the comments here on uh, the video here on YouTube that you remember it and if you had one or not. But Singular Wireless came out with a phone by
Blackberry.
Motorola. No, no, a Motorola flip phone called the V60.
V60.
Yes, it was like a metal case on it, so you could drop it all you want. Nothing was happening with this phone.
Mm.
It was a very strong flip phone too. Everybody wanted one. They were like $300 phones at the time. Um, and a lot of us there at the company selling phones and accessories and everything, we all pretty much won one. So pretty much all of us had a V60.
Mm.
Well, V60s were being given out to everybody. And Doug one day got a phone call and he thought it was a prank because we used to get lots of prank people calling in trying to set up accounts or steal people's information, steal people's identities. And this
Yeah.
person called in and said that they had a phone they wanted to activate on the account of Halle Berry. And he was like, he was not just going for this just so easily. He kind of fought it a little bit. And so
Yeah.
the guy goes, "Well, I'm one of her personal assistants. I'm trying to get her phone hooked up for her. It was given to her at the awards show the other night, and she wants to use this phone and activate it." And Doug was like, "Well, and this is true. We're not allowed to just to activate a phone to a person's account without their expressed approval."
Yeah, they got to talk to him.
So
Yeah.
the guy's like, "Well, sir, I speak for her." And he said, understand, you probably speak for her in a lot of things, but in this case, if I activate a phone on her account and it's not really, you don't have her permission, then, that's my job and yada, yada, yada. So the guy finally says, okay, hold on. Let me see if she'll do this. A couple minutes later, she comes on the phone. So he had her on the phone doing that activation for her for a good 10 or 15 minutes, probably.
What? That's
Yes.
crazy.
Halle Berry. We all sat there around his desk listening. We were like, "What's she saying now? What's she saying now?"
Well, that's pretty cool.
Nothing like that
Actually,
ever.
that is
No,
the
nothing
first
like
time I've heard that story.
probably is, and nothing like this. As long as I've known y'all, I guess I've never told you before, but nothing like that ever happened again. There, it was a once in a lifetime thing, I guess. But there was
Yeah.
a lot of people that were stars that had singular wireless accounts, but they're normally handled by the B2B department, business to business.
Mm-hmm.
So we wouldn't be handling those, but he was not about to turn that over to B2B. He was handling that because we could swap phones out and we had access to the accounts. We're just not supposed to be working, we're supposed to be working in them. So, I mean, would you give that call up? Would you
Nope.
send that
I
somewhere else?
would not. I would not. I'd be like, uh, hello, hello.
Hello. How are you? That was great. Don Cheadle played the role of Roberts.
Yeah,
He's the FBI guy who I believe he told the world's number one hacker earlier that he
yeah, he was threatening. He was threatening like crazy.
yeah, he goes, I just recently come back from being let from put on assignment for a while because I last time I talked to I shot his hand out of frustration. Do you know how hard it is to operate a computer with one hand? Oh, it's tough. Uh, yeah,
and then
he's
he beats up his lawyer, tosses him out the room.
right. He said he's been in a lot of great movies. Ocean's 11 and was a great movie. I guess he's
Yeah.
Ocean's 12 too, wasn't he?
Yes.
He's War Machine in Marvel. Um, man, playing what James Rhodey.
Yeah. Rhodey.
Um,
Rhodey.
what else can we put him in? I mean, that he was starring in a Volcano. If you've seen
Ah,
Volcano,
yes.
he's
Volcano with
in
Tommy
that
Lee
movie.
Jones. Yes.
Yes, and we've actually covered that one before. I do remember that.
Yeah.
We talked about him, and he's a lot of good stuff he's been in, a lot of good roles. Sam Shepard, I know the name. I don't recall seeing a lot of his movies. He played the Senator Reisman in it. Somebody else we like in here, Vinnie Jones, played Marco.
Yeah.
Um, as you pointed out to me yesterday or the day before, and those of you who are listening, you may not have caught on to this or thought about it, but we
Mm.
have got basically 4 Marvel characters,
And possibly more, not even knowing about it
right? But at least
from this
4 for
movie.
sure that we know of, and we're
Yeah.
talking Hugh Jackman, talking Halle Berry, we're talking Don Cheadle, and we're talking Vinnie Jones. Saying a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
The director must have known a lot of what was going on.
I'm pretty sure. Well, some of these were later and down the road. I mean, Vinnie Jones wasn't Juggernaut yet. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think Don Cheadle was even
Not even considered, for roads yet.
right. Right. So, Rudolph Martin played the role of Axel Torvalds. Now, he's, gosh, he looks so familiar to me. Like he
Mhm.
reminds me of another actor.
I want to say I've seen him in another movie with Sandra Bullock. I just can't remember the name of it.
Well, let's see. Maybe we can figure that out. He was in oh, now I know where I know him from. He was okay. Are you an NCIS fan?
Yeah, yeah.
He was Ari Haswari,
Yeah.
Ziva's brother.
Ziva's brother. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I know him from the most. And what were you asking a second ago?
I could have swore I remember him from a Sandra Bullock movie, but I'm not sure. Probably not.
Hmm.
But he's got that familiar face. So.
He does. It probably wasn't him though. All right, and see, I see the name now. Drea D'Amato or Drea De Matteo. I don't know how she pronounces it. Plays Melissa. She looks familiar, and the name sounds familiar. Do you recognize that name?
Melissa. Remind me who that was in the movie.
She played the character Melissa.
Hugh Jackman's ex-wife.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Her face definitely looks familiar. I just don't know what other movies she's been in. I want to say maybe she's even maybe been in an episode or two of Supernatural.
I mean, she could have. We'll find out in just a second. I'm pulling her name up. I just got she sounds familiar. Let's see. Known for The Sopranos and Swordfish, Assault on Precinct 13th, Dark Places.
The remake of Assault on Precinct 13?
Yeah.
That had John Travolta in it too.
No, that was what is his name? He was in 30 Days of Night. He was in Pearl Harbor. I mean, he got pretty big for.
Yeah.
He
I
got
know
pretty
who you're
big for a
talking about.
minute. But yeah, like I said, she kind of just sticks out with someone you've seen in other things. So probably some
Yeah.
TV shows we're thinking of too as well. I would say. And one last thing.
Josh Harden or Harden.
Yeah, Josh Hartnett. That's the other one I was
Yeah.
thinking of.
Yeah.
One last name I'll throw out there is Carmen Argenziano. And if you're wondering what he played in, he was like, I was one of them FBI shows or something like that. He was like a leader behind, like a director kind of leader.
Uh-huh.
But I can't remember what show it was though.
They wasn't FBI.
I I can't swear to it, you know.
Yeah.
I
But he's got
am
one of
trying to
those.
find it though now as
He's
we
got one of
speak.
those recognizable faces too. He was the guy in charge of the FBI, wasn't he?
I
The
believe
older
so.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
The one that Don Cheadle reported to.
Right. Always going to the senator.
Oh, you're talking about the blonde. You're talking about the blonde-haired guy that was always in and out with talking to the senator.
Um. Uh. No, I don't think that's what I'm thinking of. Just don't believe that was it.
Because I remember he gets blown up. The As soon as the senator gets killed, when John Travolta kills him in
Uh-huh.
the riverbed, then the dude that was always reporting to the senator, he cranks his car over, and then it like blows up in the parking lot.
He he was he was also in where'd he go? I lost it. The Labyrinth.
I want to say
Yeah.
that was the guy that was reporting to the senator. He was opposite of Sandra Bullock in Love Potion #9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, moving right along here. Let's
Mhm.
see. Let me get back to my sheet I was on here. Um, Past that stuff. So a little bit of trivia and behind the scenes facts. Let's get a little fun in with that. What sounds interesting and familiar, or just interesting and cool? I saw something a moment ago about the making. This film sparked that Thomas Jefferson shot a man in the lawn of the White House for treason.
Mhm.
In reality, such an incident never happened. It says.
Yeah.
I told you with the dramatic explosion taking 135 synchronized cameras.
Yeah.
Here's a fun thing though. Vinnie Jones was about to do a stunt. You know how a lot of people always say they want to do their own stunts, right?
Mhm.
Vinnie Jones was able to. He was wanting to do his own stunt and was about to do it, and Travolta stopped him. A stunt man did it instead. So they called timeout, I guess, whatever, cut, whatever, took him out, put the other one in, and the wire broke, and the stuntman fell 60 to 70 feet into concrete floor, breaking his spine.
Ooh.
So if he hadn't have,
Man,
yeah,
Travolta was looking out for him.
yeah, if he hadn't been doing that, we might not have had this movie at all, or several other things he's been in.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long. I mean, that's a big drop. I mean, probably
Yeah.
lucky that's all he did was break some bones like
Yeah.
that. Halle Berry agreed to do the topless scene because she wanted to overcome her fear of doing nude scenes. An alternate version was also shot, I should say, with her wearing a bikini top. So
Mm.
I know what you're gonna do, Marty. You're gonna go rushing right out after this and look for that bikini top episode. I get you.
Yeah, no. I like the other version better.
Yeah, okay. Alrighty then. Um, at the time, the opening explosion was the most complicated visual effect in the history of Warner Brothers. It was shot using Matrix-like effects by Frantic Films of Winnipeg, Manitoba, and the effect had so many composites in it that the producers and directors of the film
Well,
could not
then
determine
Warner
what's real
Brothers,
and what's created by a computer.
yeah, then Warner Brothers put out the Matrix trilogies, or was that Fox?
I think it was Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah.
Pretty sure that it was, honestly. So, um, John Travolta turned down this road 6 times and finally come in and took it. Um, I think it was because of
The ending changed. Yeah,
scene of
the ending changed. That's what it was. He
no
didn't like
the
the ending.
it
He
was
didn't like
the
the ending, and they changed it just for him.
could have too.
Yeah,
Let's see the film.
because what's crazy is they ultimately, you think he's a bad guy, but he's just a military patriot. So
Is
I mean,
he
roughly that's what it kind of boils down to. Was
is he
that,
almost like an anti-hero?
yeah, he's an
Yeah,
anti-hero.
kind of an
So,
anti-hero. I believe that the well, yeah, I would definitely label him as that. Um, let's see here. In an interview, Halle Berry talked about her nude scenes in this film and Monsters Ball.
what
Her,
nude
grit-
scene? There wasn't no nude scenes.
her gritty role in Monsters Ball won her an Academy Award for Best Actress. But for a lot of viewers, Barry's very intense sex scene with Billy Bob Thornton comes to mind when thinking of the film. Although she doesn't regret the scene, she doesn't believe these kind of scenes are really necessary at all. Discussing the film in which she also appears naked, Barry had this to say: I don't think taking it all off of the camera is ever necessary. I think you can make every single movie and never show anything, and it's fine. I think if it's a choice you make, and it was a bold choice on my part, but it was written into the script, and when I was offered the part, I was told that's who this girl is, and it's not negotiable to be taken out. So if she wanted it, she didn't have much of a choice but to take it.
Yeah, yeah,
But props to her though for having that thing in her. She's got that thing where she just won't do it anymore.
hmm,
Something in there, like a clause in her contract says she doesn't do those.
yeah.
Let's see. Hugh Jackman took a stunt driving class to prepare for the role in the movie.
Oh yeah, because he Travolta puts him over in the driver's seat, and he's all like, "I don't know how to drive a stick," and he's like, "Learn."
Right, right. Um, Hugh Jackman's also a very competitive golfer or a very competent golfer, so he had to pretend that he wasn't for the scene where Ginger finds him teeing off balls on the road on the roof of his trailer.
Yeah,
Halle,
yeah,
Halle Berry, on the other hand, had never held a golf club before and had to have some quick professional training before the scene was shot.
yeah. But she launched. I mean, she launched that ball pretty good. Like she swing back and just went pop, and
Pop. I mean, he was hitting 150 consistently. She probably doubled his. I don't know.
yeah,
It was going pretty far away. There were rumors that Halle Berry was paid an extra $500,000 to do that topless thing in the sunbathing, but she denied
Yeah,
the rumors and joking her breasts were
I
worth
can
far
believe it.
more than
I
that.
can believe it. I can believe it.
Yeah, say she denies it. Says her breasts are worth far more than that.
Yeah, 1.5 million.
Million and a half. All right, Marty, I'm gonna toss a couple of questions out here at you, and then we'll get ready to start wrapping things up here shortly. But
Mm.
um, do you think with today's technology and realism that they can, pull off in the movie, do you think that a modern remake would work for
Mm.
this movie? I mean, different actors and everything, not bringing them back,
Uh-huh.
but new actors, same story. Would it would it take off better, you know, in
And
Hollywood than it previously did?
the days movies,
Yeah.
uh, I would probably say yes. With different actors, same premise, same story, uh, visual effect. Today's visual effects would just would probably enhance this movie greatly. I mean, even though even though the opening scene is is the grabby moment, that opening scene is what gets you. But I could see, to tell you the truth, Gabriel, the John Travolta's character, Gabriel Shear, I could see, oh, Gosling. What's his first name?
Ryan
Ryan.
Gosling?
Yeah, Ryan Gosling. I could actually see him playing the role of Gabriel if they were to do like a reboot of this movie.
Okay. Sounds good. Gabriel Shear, villain or anti-hero with a cause?
Anti-hero with a cause,
I
most
I agree with
definitely.
you. I agree with you 100% on that one. Otherwise, if he's a villain, he would have died at the end of the movie, right? That's what they always said at the beginning of it when they were talking about how action movies or and movies in
Yep,
general have fallen.
the
The good
villain
guy,
always dies.
the
There
villain
is
always
no happy
dies.
ending.
Yep,
Yeah.
he didn't die. So,
Well,
and one last question for you: what you think? Who gave the best performance in the movie? Travolta, Jackman, or Barry, based on their character in the movie?
oh, dude, Travolta hands down. I mean, yeah, the Gabriel Shear is a good is a really good character.
Yeah.
I mean for like the anti-hero, the villain. I mean, at one point at one point you did believe that he was the villain of the movie,
Yeah.
but well, as you're following the movie, when you get to the very end, you're like, it does that move on you, and you're like, he's he's actually he's actually doing this for the United States of America. So, I mean, yeah, taking out terrorists left and right. So,
All right. Well, to me, I mean, Travolta's a great character. The Gabriel Shear is a great character for sure. I'm gonna go with Halle Berry. Um, you
oh,
know,
Ginger,
I was so used to Halle Berry's performances in other roles, not being so, serious and hard edge or anything. And then I'm watching her in this, and I think she did a really good job of, you know, making herself believable as a villain. And then he walks in and finds out that she's,
yeah,
in
she's well, but
well, that's what I'm getting at. She's supposed to be
uh,
DEA, but
but,
then
it's like, is she really DEA
right,
or is she
because
really CIA?
and I
So,
don't want to give anything away for the end of the movie. For anybody who hasn't seen this movie yet, just do yourself a favor and go watch it. You'll like the end of it. Pay attention when Hugh Jackman's putting the pieces of the puzzle together in his head.
exactly. I was
So
like, yeah, when it all starts falling into place, and Hugh Jackman, his character is just kind of standing there, and he's like, man, I just didn't see that coming.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and nobody sees it really coming until you really realize that the real Gabriel Shear has been dead for like I don't know how long. So, which is crazy. So,
Yeah. Well, I think Marty, we'll go ahead and start wrapping this up. If everybody out there enjoyed the presentation we gave you for it, then give us a like and a follow here on Facebook, and don't forget to hit that bell
mm,
notification so you know when we have new stuff that comes
mm.
out. Um,
Oh,
I, I
what was your favorite scene? Favorite
every
scene.
single week, every week, I've tried.
Or
I think it's programmed.
not only that, either favorite scene or favorite line from the movie.
I, I I think it's programmed in my head to forget favorite scenes every week, and programmed in yours to ask. I always leave this out these days. Favorite scene. Let me think, because there was quite a few good things, fun things in there. Um,
Mhm. Oh, like I got quite a few scenes that I really liked, but there was only one line in the movie that I thought that was pretty funny and pretty brutal, honest. So,
um, Favorite scene, man, Marty. I want to say you put me on the spot here, but it's so hard to. You know what?
well,
Maybe in the bank where he finally does the job for Gabriel in the bank, and he was walking out with his daughter, and they're almost out the door, and he stops them because he realized something is
yeah, the
wrong.
money is starting to disappear.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So that would
Well,
probably be mine. What about yours?
dude, it's hard to choose from favorite scene because there's so many good scenes. But the the part where the helicopter comes down and grabs the bus and flies it through the daggum city,
Yeah,
and then it hits the sign and the Roosevelt Hotel sign, and then the bus is hanging. The cables break. And
right,
that whole scene, you're thinking that the daggum bus is about to drop, but the helicopter lifts it all the way up and drops it right on the top of that building. And I'm like, wow, that was too cool.
it was cool.
But the
That's yeah, yeah.
favorite line in the movie came from Vinnie Jones when he was on the bus. And do you remember what line that was? He Hugh Jackman looks around to the back and he sees the rocket launcher that Vinnie Jones is, putting back in the case. And then one of the hostages, he turns around and he looks at it too. And then Vinnie Jones jumps up, puts the gun like right here to the side of his neck, and he goes, "You eyeball me again, son, and I'm going to shove that rocket so far up your, you know what, that you're going to be begging me to pull this trigger." I was like, dude, that's harsh. That is harsh.
Right. No, classic Benny Jones.
Yeah,
Classic Benny.
yeah, classic man.
He's always got some things that, with the exception of Gone in 60 Seconds, he didn't have a lot to say in that.
Uh-huh.
So with
Well,
Snake,
Sphinx. Oh, well, his
yeah,
name was Sphinx. Yeah,
was it? Yeah, what was it?
yeah, Sphinx.
Okay, so all right. Well, I think we favorite scenes are out of the way. All the good
Mhm.
stuff's done with. Don't forget, like I said, if you did like what you heard today and you like listening to us banter and go back and forth,
And we
where
did a lot of that in this one.
of
So,
course we did. We have the YouTube page you can go to at youtube.com/at retro life for you. You can find us on audio anywhere where you get your audio podcast at, but I know we're specifically on Spotify and iTunes for sure. So
yeah, but
we're on the
if
two
you like
biggest
looking at our
really.
ugly mugs, then go to YouTube.
That's right. We have faces made for radio. Come find out why. You can check us out on Facebook and on Instagram. Make sure you're following us there and sharing us with family and friends. I try to keep some stuff up on the Instagram account if I can. Um, but the, the Facebook gets copied over from that to the Facebook, so it's kind of one and the same these days. Um, retrolife4you at gmail.com if you have any questions or comments or suggestions. And think yeah, that's about it. I would mention the actual website with the audio, but the only thing good that was you could watch the video on there as well. The video's on YouTube now anyway, so no sense in
Mhm.
going just for the video when you come straight to YouTube.
Yep.
Right, Marty?
All right. That is right. Hit that bell. We want to know. We want the crowd to always, everybody stay retro.
What the man said.